Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network, also featured on The Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. Happy Monday, everyone. What a weekend it was.
Oh, it was a great weekend.
Yes.
Depends who you ask.
Fabulous weekend.
I had a great weekend. I spent my weekend here. I was happy. I swear. I'm not being sarcastic. I was very happy this weekend.
Hey,
I was away from my wife. I didn't have anybody nagging me. I got a lot of work done.
Does she ever watch the show?
Depends.
Could she take you on the show?
She works conveniently at the same time we go live.
Oh,
so
perfect.
like she's too busy, right?
Sure.
So thank goodness. So that's why I can come up here every morning as a free man and say whatever the hell I want without any consequences when I get home.
Very true.
It's kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. Oh man, good morning everybody. Hope you had a great weekend like I did. Holy crap. Fish, how was your weekend, buddy? A lot of soccer.
I enjoyed a lot of it. A lot
Hell
of good stuff.
buddy.
College basketball was actually pretty good. What was it? The Iowa-Illinois game?
Yeah, the
Saturday.
Purdue MSU game too.
Yep,
I mean,
that was a
there's
good game.
A lot of action.
Michigan.
You fish. You're growing up
Oh,
in front
wait.
of our eyes.
Michigan. They didn't play this weekend, did they? Oh, right.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, but they still made the tournament. We'll get to that later.
Right.
I am so frustrated about that. But let's start with good things. Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
My God, he is so good at the game of basketball. He is unbelievable. He just continues and continues to deliver and deliver and deliver and deliver. And, you know, I had an argument with, a lot of people over the weekend, especially one who's a good friend of mine. I said Cade Cunningham is the Rookie of the Year, and it's not even close. And, as a guy that 3-4 weeks ago sat up here and said, you got to give it to Evan Mobley.
Right.
These 10, 12, 14 games have really he's not only closed the gap, he's sprinted the last 100 meters while the other dude is walking.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Cade Cunningham, you want effective shooting? Look at last night. You want him to fill up the box score? Look at the last 12, 14 games. You want him to lead the team in points? Doing it. Lead the team in rebounds? Kind of doing it. Leading the team in assists? Doing it. All without, probably, I could argue, one of the most important players in Killian Hayes, who defensively gives this team so much stability.
Yeah, another ball handler.
And another ball handler where it's not always on Cade. And you're seeing the 4 or 5 turnovers a game. He's a rookie. I'm not going to slate him for it.
Yeah. Luka Doncic had a ton of turnovers.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about that.
This conversation now, Jeff, is he the clear Rookie of the Year, or am I being biased as somebody that works in the Detroit sports market? Am I biased right now?
Absolutely not. And it's hard as a Detroit Pistons fan to say he's Rookie of the Year and not convince people you're not being biased. But I just have to say this. There are some great rookies this year. It's an impressive class. We can say that. Just because we say Cade deserves Rookie of the Year doesn't take credit away from Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, or Jalen Green. That's the facts. And when I'm evaluating Rookie of the Year award, I already went through this before. It's about the rookie that has been the most impressive given the circumstances. That's what I always look at. I don't reward a guy or a player for having a better team, a better surrounding cast. I just don't do that. That's not the Rookie of the Year award. It's not who has the better team around you. That's not what it is. It's an individual award. And no argument, Cade has been the most impressive rookie down the stretch this season. 7 straight games with 20-plus points. He now has the most consecutive 20-point games in Pistons history, passing who? Dave mother effing Bing. So, Dave, you owe him an apology, by the way. But anyway, that's another story. And that's not even the most impressive stat line, having the most consecutive 20-point games in Pistons history. The most impressive stat line is what he's done since the All-Star break. He's number 1 in clutch points. Number 1. Not among rookies, the entire NBA. He has more clutch points than John Morant and Nikola Jokic. And I know what you're saying, Jeff. The Pistons suck ass. Of course they're going to be in close games. And that stat means 5 points within 5 minutes. So let me just say this. And if we're going to take, Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, for example, those talented Cavs have won 3 out of the last 11 games. So they're not winning much either. And if you want to look at the Raptors, they've won the last 5 out of their last 10. So not a lot of winnings happening. You could talk about their overall record, but lately in March, Cade's been the best rookie.
Jeff, it's a season-long award, though.
It is.
Right? It's a season-long award.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Cade Cunningham has led all rookies in scoring every single month of the NBA season.
Yes.
Isn't that funny? He's top, if not the leader in assists. damn near the top in rebounds. Obviously, he's not going to catch Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley is a 7-footer. Of course, he should be shooting over 55% from the field. He's 7 feet. No, like, seriously. Guys, you have to understand something. Take field goal percentage with a grain of salt when we talk about big men. DeAndre Jordan damn near shot 60% from the field when he was playing with Chris Paul. It is not... Field goal percentage doesn't tell the whole story.
Right.
When I see less than 40% on Cade over the whole course of the year, what I see is degree of difficulty. What I see is a guy desperate to keep his team involved in a basketball game.
Yes.
And being asked to do more than what a 19-year-old can do in the NBA. Now, here we go. Well, Adam, look at all the shots he's taking. Evan Mobley's much more efficient. Cade Cunningham is a ball hog. Really. You know, Cade Cunningham has averaged less shots per game than Luka Doncic, Trae Young, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, all their rookie years. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I say. I'm not going to change your mind.
Absolutely not.
But it's not even a thing anymore. Like, we're well past this point. 2 weeks ago, all right, fine, I'm willing to entertain Evan Mobley. What more do you need to see out of this kid?
I know. It's almost stubbornness in a way. That's
Thank you.
It's a little bit of stubbornness.
It's extremely... Yeah, we're being very difficult to work with right now. Because if you watch Evan Mobley and Cade Cunningham, and over the whole season, guys, not just the last 14 games, guys, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? No, you want to use team record? Be my guest, all right? I can't help you with the team record aspect.
I know.
All I do know is if you want to use the team record game, well then, is it fair of me to say if the Cavaliers have Cade? Well, I think they're just as good of a basketball
That is
team.
absolutely
and
fair.
if the Pistons have Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, or any of these guys, I think they're much, much worse. Because imagine Corey Joseph and Killian Hayes bringing the ball up the court for 48 minutes a night. Yeah, you don't want to kill yourself too. It's not even just please stop.
And that's why I don't buy any stock in win-loss teams.
I don't think people are watching the games. And you know what? Have I caught every Evan Mobley game? No, but I've seen enough.
Yes.
He's so talented. Nothing to take away from the kid. There's no rookie playing like Cade Cunningham right now. No rookie at all.
In terms of impact and what he has to do on a nightly basis. I always talk about how much of a load do you have to carry. Evan Mobley's load, you saw Darius Garland out there last night, right? 2 nights ago. I think he had 24, 7, and 7. He has great players on his team. He had Colin Sexton. I understand he's injured right now, but Jalen Allen, Isaiah Kokoro, they have Lauri Markkanen. They have talent. Kevin Love, Jetty Osman. I can keep going. All right? Cade is the number one, besides Jeremy Grant, really the only option on the Pistons. That's the reality of it. And that's why he's leading the team in shots. Rightfully so. No rookie in this class has to do more on a nightly basis than Cade Cunningham for the Pistons, and he's been impressive. So, especially down the stretch. People talk about a rookie wall. Where is that at for Cade? He's not running into any wall. He's running through the walls. I mean, the efficiency is getting better at least, but my God, I don't know how people can overlook what they're seeing on a nightly basis, and that's not to take any credit away from Scotty, Jalen. I mean, Jalen sucks, but they're all playing well. Evan Mobley as well, but they're all playing extremely well. Had to throw some shade at Jalen Green, but still, Cade's the best rookie. End of story.
That was so subtle.
Put a period on it.
It was so subtle.
It just sucks.
This guy's been talking for 2 minutes. Hey, it sucks. I like it.
I had to throw some shade at him.
We're making progress this morning. I hope you're all doing great. Not as great as I think Jeff is right now, because I mean he's been on the Cade as Rookie of the Year since like January.
Yeah, I mean, I found a video
before Cade really took that next step.
I found a video on our Twitter early December, and I was saying like what he needs to do to win Rookie of the Year, and I was still kind
and
of
he's
on
doing
him.
it.
Yeah, he's doing it.
But he's doing it.
I'm happy.
He
for
really
him.
is. 26, 8, and 9, and 10 guys. Like, come on. That's a rookie.
Yeah,
That's a rookie we're talking about. I'm not talking about a 3-4 year veteran who's now an all-star, an emerging young player, talented prospect. I'm talking about a 19-year-old who plays on one of the worst rosters in the NBA, delivering night in and night out and giving this team an opportunity to win basketball games. And the game against the Clippers couldn't have gone any better if you're a person like me. I love the fact that they dominated for 3 quarters, and then they threw it away. It's perfect. It's a match made in heaven. Cade goes 26, 9, and 10.
44 minutes.
44,
like, rookie
yeah.
playing that
Yeah,
many.
I did not like that, though.
I don't like it either. I mean, that's a lot of minutes, man. Holy hell.
If that doesn't tell you how important it is, because you have to understand, when Cade's off the court, this team has one of, if not the worst plus-minus in the NBA. Cade. We're not talking about Giannis not on the court. That's how bad this team, this basketball team is. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You know what else is unbelievable? Davante Adams. Davante Adams telling the Packers he will not play on the franchise tag for this upcoming season.
Good for him, man.
Yeah, of course, good for him.
Screw the Packers.
So, I don't know how much of it is true in terms of, hey, you know what, we're gonna let you walk away if we can't, come to an agreement on a long-term deal, and then they franchise tag him. Look, maybe the franchise tag is just them being able to buy time and not have other people bidding against the Packers. So it's not the end of the world for the Packers. I'm sure they can come to a deal, but we'll get to that next and how it affects the Lions, because starting today, and really a few hours ago, the league tampering is now legal. So you can now call free agents. You can send them nice messages, DMs, depends how you want to go about
Adham and Jimmy G's DMs.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You guys you don't even want to know. But before we go, Maddie, what do we got to do?
We do have to hear about our friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency.
Yes, well, our friends at SMA have been leveraging pro athletes and other notables for a decade against the issues around mental health and substance use disorder. And now with the help of our friend, NFL alumni Sean Jordan, he's been able to save lives and take a stand against these issues. And that's why soon coming to Woodward Sports, the Sports Marketing Agency podcast called This is the F Word series on fentanyl. If you are struggling with substance abuse or mental health, they are here to help. Please go to thesportsma.com and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
March 21st, 9 a.m. Woodward Sports is bringing a Detroit legend to the Detroit sports atmosphere. You don't want to miss this historic moment. Make sure you're listening to the Morning Woodward Show Monday morning to find out who.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Let the tampering begin, guys.
Tampering. And this is the period I love because it'll allow us to talk about all these free agents and the possible things that can get done. If I had to pick one person the Lions should call, to me, after talking, I went on the Heavyweights podcast with Easy and Spencer. Shout out to them. We talked about Allen Robinson. We talked about Deshaun Watson and everybody that's really going to be available. The only realistic guy I can see. And, oh, look at this dude. Who is this guy? Whenever he sneaks up behind me, it's the best shot. He just comes right into the camera.
He's always smiling.
All right, I'll start with Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson, as much as I love him as a player, realistically, business-wise, I just don't see it happening. Especially if it is affordable, that's a different conversation. But I'm going to be realistic. I'm not going to say Marcus Williams. I'm not going to say, go pick up the phone and see what you can get for Deshaun Watson or what they want for Deshaun Watson. I'm going to say DJ Chark. I know it's an unexpected to say, but you know what? My guy Ryan has been on DJ Chark for quite some time, and I never really understood until up to this point. Now the rumors are circulating. I mean, this is a guy who was a second-round pick out of LSU in 2018. He spent most of his career in Jacksonville, all of his career. His best statistical season came in 2019, excuse me. He had over 1,000 yards, caught 8 touchdown passes from Nick Foles and Gardner Minshew. So the guy's got game. 6'3", fits the Lions mold. 6'3", 25, ran a 4.3 40, adds size and speed to this offense. And not only that, someone who's more affordable and somebody that you may be able to get at a little bit of a discount considering he's kind of coming off of an injury. But honestly, that's the only guy I need. I'm thinking of. DJ Chark might be the guy in terms of, affording him needs. They need a wide receiver. They talked about that. They want a big wide receiver. And maybe you want to feel so much pressure in drafting one in the draft. But I'll just start. My one is DJ Chark. They got to pick up the phone.
Really?
Yeah.
I am not calling DJ Chark. Hell no. I know he's 25.
Yeah.
Not interested. Look, Allen Robinson, I think, has to be the number one target if it makes sense.
Yeah.
And hear me out. He's an 8-year pro, right? So what is he looking for right now as
get paid.
an individual? He's looking to get paid, but more importantly, he's looking for long-term security, right? He wants another 4, maybe even 5 years in the NFL before he retires.
Yeah.
And he's coming off 410 yards playing 11, 12 games. That's not a good look. And not only is it not a good look, yes, it does affect the amount of money he's going to get. Christian Kirk is getting reportedly $15 million, right?
It's crazy.
So you'd assume the Lions are out of the market for Allen Robinson, but Christian Kirk is also, what, a 3-4-year pro? He's now off his original deal. And he's entering the market as a guy that you think can be a number 2? Maybe? But he's young. You're willing to spend that money. With Allen Robinson, I'm getting him at 29 by the time camp starts. And I think I can get him for a 4-year deal. And I think I can get him around $12.5 million each year. I truly believe that. If I guarantee enough of the money. Now, Allen Robinson, if the Jets offer him 18, 19 million, look, I'm going to throw my hands up. What the hell am I supposed to do?
Right.
I'm not bidding. I'm not competing in that type of market. The Detroit Lions, and I know a lot of people say, well, you know what? Look at all the teams around in the NFL. They're spending money. They're bringing in marquee players. Yeah, they are. Not through free agency. Not through free agency.
Yep.
It's actually through midseason acquisitions, trades, waiver wire. That's how teams are getting those. Oh my goodness, how'd they get Odell Beckham, Von Miller? Are
Hopkins.
you serious? DeAndre Hopkins.
Wasn't Diggs traded as well?
Yep. So
a lot of guys being traded.
I understand. I truly do. I truly do that the Lions are going to be interested in a lot of players going into free agency, but for me, my first call is Allen Robinson.
What do you think about? I know I haven't really gotten a chance to talk to you about it. I know we can burn some time talking about it. Deshaun Watson, like, is this a guy? Because I had this debate with Easy and Spencer. Easy's on the side of don't give up the picks, and I get it. Actually, let me just say this real quick. Deshaun actually has a trade clause, but should the Lions at least pick up the phone, Adam?
No.
And just said screw it, leave
Should
Deshaun.
they at least pick up the phone?
And
Yes. In theory, yes. They should pick up the phone and see if Deshaun is interested in coming to Detroit.
Most likely not.
And if that means you have to give up this year's 2 first-round picks and possibly next year's 2 first-round picks and Jared Goff
Maybe not.
and take the cap hit.
That's a lot
Right?
of picks.
It is a lot. It is a lot. That is 4 marquee likely starters on your football team that you're giving away. For a guy that I do believe, though, if he did come to Detroit, would make you an instant contender.
You think it'd be like a Matthew Stafford situation where you have the quarterback?
I think it'd be totally different.
You think he would?
I think you're getting a quarterback that has a good 8 to 9 years in his prime left in him if he stays healthy. And that's a guy that will lead you to the playoffs in those 8-9 years at least 6 or 7 times.
Yeah,
I truly believe
the real
that.
deal.
So if you have an opportunity to get him, go after him. Who knows what it'll cost? But I don't believe Deshaun Watson is going to want to come to Detroit given their current state. Why is he going to leave Houston, who's selecting number 3 overall, to go to Detroit, who's selecting number 2 overall?
It's a great point.
Seriously. So I don't think it's realistic at all.
It's probably Carolina
but,
or something.
You know, you have to at least call and entertain, right? Mm-hmm. You have to at least call and see what's going on. Marcus Williams is a name. It keeps getting thrown out there. I'm not paying $20 million a year for a safety.
I can't, yeah.
I'm not paying $20 million a year for a safety.
I like Marcus
I'll
Williams,
pass.
but I'll pass as well. That's a lot. It's a lot of money.
Russell Gage, wide receiver, probably a more affordable option.
Actually, that's a guy I like too as well.
Can I ask all of you a question? Would you prefer the Lions in a situation where they don't end up with an Allen Robinson, right? To go out and sign a free agent or just to draft a rookie wide receiver where I can make this, at least I truly believe, a first, second round receiver can produce as much as the number 2 or number 3 guy you're probably trying to sign. Your objective, in my opinion, is Allen Robinson.
Number 1.
And if you can get him around 12.5, 13, 14 million, damn it, you got to consider it. And look, I think the annual salary may be less than what he's getting offered. But if you offer more guaranteed money, I think it's a deal he'd consider. I truly believe that. And you have to remember, he's an 8-year pro now. He's going into his 9th season. This is a guy that wants long-term financial security. He can take the $20 million a year contract with the Jets. They'll cut him after 2 years. Then what? I think there's a way to get Allen Robinson into Detroit that makes sense for the football team. But no, Marcus Williams is not. It was reported between 15 and 20. 15 and 20 is what Marcus Williams was commanding on the open market. And it's funny. You know who the teams that are interested in Marcus Williams? All losing teams. All losing teams. It's funny. It's funny how the teams that are winning are looking at a safety and saying, it's not worth $20 million. I can just go get one in the third round. Get similar production. Maybe not the same, but I don't need my safety to be a Hall of Famer. I just need my safety to be like a Tracy Walker was this year. Productive. Oh, also the best rated free safety in the NFL this year. Third round draft pick. You can find these guys. It's not hard.
Yeah.
It's not hard. They're there every year. You just choose not to acknowledge it. You're not taking a safety at number 2, and you're not paying one. No one wants to spend $11+ million on a guy you can go and get this year for 10 times cheaper for 4 years. I can see the Lions forcing a Chark or Kirk, but I'd rather double down via draft Chark over Kirk. A lot of people liking your Chark.
Just because he fits the mold, man. Like, they need size and speed. He's that. He's young. Like, and I get the question. He's coming off a fractured ankle. So there's little things you gotta look at too in terms of the injury history and stuff like that. But he fits the mold. Depends what he's asking for, too. I think he'd be cheaper than Allen, maybe cheaper than Christian Kirk, but still. I like your idea, too, and we're going to come up with the mock drafts later, and I'll show you what I ended up doing. And it wasn't signing a free agent wide receiver, but if the Lions are able to do so, depends who they get. I like Gage. I like DJ Chark. I like the guys that are cheaper and don't have to be your number one. That's kind of where I'm going with it. Because if you draft somebody and he's good enough to be your number one, you still have a guy like Chark who can be your outside receiver. You don't have to force the ball to him. I mean, Kirk, you might have to, but Allen Robinson, he's coming in to be your number one, and I'm curious to see what he asks for. I'm curious to see what he gets because it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. Again, do we have to revisit Jesse Bates, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jesse Bates drafted, 2018? Second round. Eric Waddle comes out of retirement, plays for the Rams. Antoine Winfield Jr., smoked by Cooper Kupp in the divisional round. Kevin Byard, let's see, the team got 9 sacks on the quarterback. They still couldn't win the football game. Those are your best safeties in the NFL. They make no impact. Now, when I say no impact, I mean true value impact. Would you take Kevin Byard or TJ Watt? You would take the edge rusher. Would you take Kevin Byard or even Max Crosby? You would take Max Crosby.
Yeah.
I would take a middle-of-the-pack edge rusher over a top 10 safety. That's just how it works in the NFL. Why? Because you have to get to the quarterback. And yes, it's funny that the winning teams aren't spending money on safeties. They aren't acquiring a $20 million, $15, $12, even $14, $15 million a year guy in free agency. And for the Lions, I don't think Marcus Williams is a call. I truly don't. I am more happy to not sign any wide receivers in free agency. And I am happier to just draft one in 32 or 34, knowing I can expect similar production.
Mm-hmm.
For me, there's only one guy on the market I'm calling this morning, and it's Allen Robinson. Hey, how much do you want a year? That's too much. Bye. That's it. Simple. Bye. Done. I'll go draft a receiver. You can get similar production year one from a rookie wide receiver for any of these Christian Kirks, Russell Gage. But an Allen Robinson, if you can make it work, well, then you don't have to dress the wide receiver. Hell, you can take one at 66 or 97. You have options. But what Allen Robinson offers your football team is stability at the wide receiver position. You don't take any wide receivers in free agency, Jeff. You know what you're left with? Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds, Quintez Cephas.
And
2 question marks and one rookie going into his second year who we expect to grow. But I don't think anybody's looking at him as going to be the one next year.
And then you're putting pressure on who you draft.
And then you're putting pressure on a rookie you take at 32, 34, 66.
They gotta step up.
Say, man, you got to get 1,000 yards basically.
Yeah.
It's a 17-game schedule.
Yeah.
That's welcome to the NFL. So I think the receiver, that's the only move. That's the only move.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Moving forward, I want to get to Devontae Adams before we go. How in the hell are the Packers supposed to make this work?
I have no idea. And who are they going to have to get rid of? Or who are they going to have to restructure? Whole lot of contracts.
They're going to have to cut some people.
Some
good
straight
football
up
players on defense. Because Aaron Rodgers decided, yeah, you know what? I'm going to come back to Green Bay.
And get paid.
I'm going to consume so much of the salary cap, even though it's reportedly a team-friendly deal, that we still can't manage and maneuver. You know what's funny? People always say, Tom Brady is the greatest of all time, et cetera, et cetera. You know why Brady is also the greatest of all time?
It's unselfish. Extremely.
Because he would take $22 million annual contracts when the quarterbacks in the NFL were getting 30, 32, 34. He would take $16, $18 million contracts when the NFL top-tier quarterbacks were getting 24, 26, 28. He's always taking less.
He's got no ego.
Why? Because he believed in the cause, and of course he has no ego. He wants to win.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, what's to stop you from taking a 4-year, $80 million deal? You've made all the money in the world.
Mm-hmm.
What's to stop you from taking a 4-year, $80 million deal? Blows my mind. Blows my mind. That's why they're not going to win. They haven't had a better football team, I could argue, in the last 3 years than they've had since their Super Bowl run. They've had the defense. They've had the team. They've had the offensive line. They haven't delivered. We got to go to break. Maddie, when we get back, unfinished business. My God, this guy actually unretired. I was actually looking forward to the NFL and what it looks like without Tom Brady.
Oh, so was I.
And it's March 14th.
Psych.
And we're talking about Tom Brady. There we go.
Well, we'll talk about that when we come back from break. But before we go, we do need to hear about Lady Jane's.
Yes, guys. Well, as you know, we broadcast this show live from the headquarters of Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Birmingham, Michigan. It is definitely awesome to get off the air and get myself looking great by one of their talented stylists, and that's why I highly recommend you get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men near you and let them treat you like a king, too. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it is wicked awesome.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Comerica Park, sunshine, the crack of the bat. More sunshine, warmth. We're almost there, Detroit. Summer 2022 will be the summer of Woodward sports. We just gotta make it through this damn cold first.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not very excited to have Tom Brady back.
All right, well, hold up. Let me clear some.
There's no hold up. I don't want him.
I'm torn because from a fan perspective, I'm very happy to have him back, but it's almost like from just like a human point of view, like a part of me wonders, is this the right move or is it the smart move? Like Tom Brady left the NFL number 1 in passing touchdowns, number 1 in passing yards, 2nd in QBR, and healthy without a scratch. And we kind of left or walked off into the sunset. I know he lost in the playoffs, but you thought that Buccaneers roster was winning a Super Bowl that year with all those teams in the NFC? No. So I would have liked him to walk away into the sunset with all the records. He's number 1 in multiple categories, but now he's coming back. And I love it.
Clearly hates his family.
Well, that's the thing I don't get either. Like, he talked about how much he values family time, and I'm sure he still does, no doubt about it. But he talked about how his sons, 14 and 12, if I'm not mistaken, older. His wife for years has been asking him when he's going to hang it up. He hangs it up, and then he goes and meets Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo asks him, everyone's seen that clip, are you done? And he goes, no, not really. So then I think like a couple hours later, he announces he's back. So it's been a crazy 2 days to see Tom Brady back, but I don't know how to feel about it. I'm happy to see him on the field, especially in a division where there's limited contenders and a conference where there's literally nobody. I mean, name the NFC contenders. Aaron Rodgers, maybe. You have Matthew Stafford, of course. You have Tom Brady now. It's gonna be interesting. And I think Tom still gonna win a lot of games this year, but this isn't the same exact roster they had years ago. They're going to have to bring some guys back. They franchise tag Chris Godwin, but you know what? Aside from all that, I'm happy from a fan. From a football fan, I am very happy. I just think I'm torn between walking away, because in my picture of what I would do, or if anybody, disagree with me if you may, but if you're the GOAT and you have nothing else to prove, like he is the clear best football player ever, and then now he's going to turn 45, I believe, in a couple months. So he'll be 45 coming into next season. Just hang it up. Like, you've done so much. What else do you have left to prove? And maybe that's his mindset. He doesn't have anything else to prove. He just wants to prove himself that he can have this longevity. But again, beware, Tom. Don't come back and then bust up your knee and then you're out for the whole season. Then you're forced to retire. At least have the option. That's what I always say. Have the option.
Yeah. Do you kind of compare that to like a LeBron situation? I know Adam says all the time, like, please just retire.
Well, yeah. Honestly, LeBron in a similar category.
I know it's different.
No,
but
it is. Like, I could see having the same conversation about LeBron when he's 40. Because LeBron, I think, is 37 right now. Kobe retired at 39. I would give LeBron a couple years, but I could see this happening to LeBron. Like, he's that type where they just want to prove, like, it's not even like prove anybody else wrong. It's just prove themselves right.
Right,
Like,
they have
and
that
I get it. That's the
mentality.
GOAT mentality. Mm-hmm. But, Tom, be careful. All right? We love you, Tom. Be careful.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. Like, he could have walked away after year one of Tampa Bay, where everyone's like, wow, this guy leaves New England.
He should have.
Wins the Super Bowl.
said
Like, all right,
deuces.
Tom, we get it. We get it, Tom. You're the ultimate guy. We get
Thanks
it. You're
for
the best.
coming.
And then this year, he leads the league in passing yards, touchdowns, loses to the Rams, obviously, in the divisional round, and, yeah, kind of retires and then kind of comes back. And I don't know how I feel about it, because I was actually looking forward to the NFL without Tom Brady.
I was curious.
I don't know what the Buccaneers look like, right? What are they going to look like at wide receiver? What are they going to look like on defense?
Is Gronk coming back? I'm assuming. I don't even
Antonio Brown's not coming back.
Them uncomfortable
sure.
uncomfortably laughing. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, Gronk, after he saw the tweet about Tom Brady. And it's like,
Because he knows if they pick up the phone call Gronk, he'll be back.
I don't know. I don't know why he's doing it, but you know what? It's his decision. It doesn't really affect me. I don't. It's not the end of the world for me, but yeah, I kind of like Tom Brady's retirement. Although this didn't shock me, because he didn't really retire, did he? I mean, I expected a video. I expected a 6-7 minute monologue, montage, video, something when he retired. We just got a letter on a notepad. That wasn't really like a retirement. It didn't feel like a retirement. And that's why I think so many people expected this. And here we are. Brady's back in the league. Brady's back, and my question to you, Jeff, is, are they contenders next year? Especially in the NFC now, Russell Wilson's not in it.
In a weak NFC, I think so. But are they going to win? No. The AFC has the best teams. I mean, we can all agree on that. I mean, you have Denver. Buffalo's going to be back in the mix. You have Kansas City, which don't sleep on them. Chargers are going to get better. Like, there's NFC, Adam, like, besides, they beat Aaron Rodgers narrowly like 2 years ago. Besides that, I mean, they have Aaron Rodgers. They have Matthew Stafford, the Super Bowl champion, of course. He's going to have to go through that, which he lost to in the postseason this year. It's going to be an uphill battle for Tom. Like, this isn't, Tampa Bay when he first got there and he was, pretty much the best team unquestionably in the NFC. Like, it is a weaker conference, but I don't know. Would you take him over the Rams? Would you take him over? I would take him over the Packers, maybe. But
no, I wouldn't take him over.
But not the Rams. I'll take the Rams over them.
Watch out for Carolina if they can trade for Deshaun Watson.
It's going to be a good team.
That would be my pick for that division. But look, I mean, the division, they'll win the division probably. They'll host a playoff game. And then what? They're going to beat the Rams? I don't think so. The Rams torched them. And it took 4 fumbles for the Buccaneers to even get back into that game. Consecutive fumbles, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what Tom sees in the Buccaneers, but hey, congratulations. Welcome back to the NFL.
Did you see that, what Bruce Arians said? Because they asked him about giving his rights up if he comes back, and he's like...
5 first-round picks.
Yeah, he wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you're going to be 5 first-round picks. And that's why when I saw he was coming back, I was like, yeah, he's...
Well, what the hell are they going to do?
Tampa.
Godwin.
Yeah, they just franchise tagged him.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming off an ACL injury. So what's he looking like?
Uh-huh.
All right, you get Gronk back. All right, but that's another year. We're not talking about prime Gronk anymore. This Gronk and Gronk 2 years ago, different dude.
Just keeps getting different.
The O-line, okay. Running back situation, what are you doing on defense? Clearly, you need secondary help. You got torched all season. Oh, you have a good run defense. All right. Well, it's a passing league. So then what? I don't see it. I don't see what this team has to offer Tom, where he sits there and says, yeah, I'm coming back. Outside of Tom just wanting to play football. Honestly, that's the only thing. Tom just wants to play football. I have no problem with that. Good for him.
Loves football.
I don't see what it is. I don't see what he sees in the Buccaneers, really. I don't see it at all. And when we talk about contenders for the NFC, is it just the Rams? Anybody? Cardinals? No.
No. Might be the
Packers, maybe?
It honestly is the Rams to lose. I mean,
it's just the
honestly.
Packers in the NFC. Now, if the Panthers do get Deshaun Watson, I mean, I think they're going to be contenders. Now, they may not be the best team in the NFC, but I think they'll be a top 4 seed.
The Cowboys aren't going to do nothing. So
Cowboys.
Every year,
Michael Gallup got 5 years, $62.5 million. That just, if I'm a Cowboys fan, I take the revolver and I go back to the barn. And I really think hard about my life. Because, it's funny? There are two teams that really took a step backwards for me this weekend. The Cleveland Browns and the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns 2 years ago, we were talking about them as a young, up-and-coming project. They're now a season or two away from totally going into a full rebuild if Amari Cooper and Baker Mayfield don't work together. And to that, the Dallas Cowboys are a losing season away from having their whole team blown up.
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott gone.
They're struggling.
Michael Gallup's your, number one now besides CeeDee Lamb? Is CeeDee Lamb even a 1? Drops too many goddamn passes.
Yeah. They're trading Lyle Collins. They're getting rid of a lot of guys
He's not
there.
a big, a stout route-running wide receiver. He's young. He's getting better. He'll probably be very good. Maybe capable of getting you 1,400 yards, okay? Dak Prescott needs more than that. Dak needs a running back, too. You got a fat one in the backfield right now out of Ohio State. He's not doing anything for you. Oh, Tony Pollard, this isn't 3 years ago. Again, we have two teams that are just past it now. And there are teams that need to consider themselves, hey, we may need to go in a rebuild over the next year or two. Congratulations paying Dak Prescott all that money. I'm glad he's carrying your football team. The Cowboys are a mess, and so are the Cleveland Browns. I have zero hope for either of them. I really do. I think the Browns are one bad season away from a full rebuild, and I think so are the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy gets fired. Sean Payton maybe comes in. Mm-hmm. That's the writing on the wall to me.
And they're a couple plays away from trading Zeke too, or trying to trade him. I don't know who would take him.
I don't know who would take him.
That was no terrible.
The
terrible
Cowboys
decision.
couldn't give me $20 million and free McDonald's for life.
They're stuck with that contract.
Yeah, I wouldn't take Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, they overpaid. Again, you don't pay running backs. Guys, I don't know if you noticed. The guy who's led the league in rushing has not won the Super Bowl for God knows how long. I can't even remember. That's how freaking long ago it was. The last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Super Bowl champions? Only one running back finished in the top 10 in terms of yards in the regular season.
Yeah, it's a different game.
You don't pay the running back. You don't pay the safety. You pay the quarterback, the receiver, the lineman on both offense and defense. Congratulations. I just figured it all out for you. For some reason, you can't understand that. You must be stupid. You must be mentally challenged. I'm not sure. What's so hard to look around the league and see, oh, well, the guys that are getting paid that are successful and the teams that are successful are the quarterbacks, the wide receivers. Oh, you pay offensive linemen. Mm-hmm. Oh, you pay defensive linemen. Oh, well. Look how easy it becomes. Nobody pays running backs. Nobody pays tight ends unless it's a Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews. Nobody pays a corner top dollar unless you're a Jalen Ramsey, Stephon Gilmore, where you are literally locking down whoever the hell is in front of you. And even then it's impossible because how the league is so offensively driven. So where's the money going? Kind of obvious, isn't it? Now we're talking about paying free agents 12, 15, 18 million to get freaking destroyed by quarterbacks like Matthew Stafford, Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert. Way to go, guys. You're really using that thinking brain today.
I know. That's why I don't see the spend money, because you're seeing it in Dallas. A lot of teams end up regretting it depending on who you spend it on. So I'm glad we have Brad Holmes, man. I mean, he's doing this thing the right way. He's taking his time. Now he has his first day of tampering. Make some phone calls, and don't overpay, Brad.
Who's a sleeper pick in terms of phone calls being made from Detroit? A guy that maybe not many people are talking about.
That's a tough one. Honestly,
are they looking for a quarterback?
I would assume a backup. Maybe like a, I know Marcus Mariota wouldn't really make any sense, but maybe a backup quarterback somewhere. They do need one. Tim Boyle, I mean, as much as I like the guy as a person, I don't see him as the backup in Detroit. So maybe they address the quarterback position. But any free agents, I know people throwing out Bobby Wagner. I don't see that at all. That is not going to happen. Sneaky's tough. I wouldn't even say Allen Robinson just because I like that sneaky deal. If that gets done, I think it'll shock a lot of people, but it's something that, with the right negotiation, you can get done depending on what Allen Robinson's asking for. So that would be sneaky to me.
All right, fair enough. Maddie, we got to take a quick break. When we get back, Selection Sunday. Whew. Michigan got it. They're an 11 seed. Michigan State's a 7 seed. I'm ready to pull my hair out, and I'll tell you why in a little bit.
All right, well, we'll talk about that when we get back from break, but before we go, we do need to hear about Cintron.
Yes, well, guys, Cintron World is an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling flavored energy beverages, premium bottled water, and revitalizer shots. That's why Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners with the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena, which is the home of the Rookie of the Year, I might add. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice. Buy online at CintronWorld.com. Use the promo code RedWings10. Save 10% with shipping included. Drink it, live it with Cintron.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Putting on a show here, and that's how you answer. We love our sports. We just wish they'd love us back. Detroit sports for Detroit sports fans. Woodward Sports.
Well, guys, I know March Madness is here, and the tournament's coming up, and I know what can help you get through these stressful games. That's Wingstop. With fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken, Wingstop has the best traditional wings. That's why you need to try out their signature sauces. They have Jamaican jerk or lemon pepper. Wings are tossed to perfection in any sauce you so choose. When the wings are this good, you're allowed to be a snob. So please order online now at wingsnob.com. Wingsnob, we just have better wings. All right, we need to talk about this tournament.
Michigan, I can't believe it.
Yes.
They crawled in. They can thank their strength of schedule, even though I think it's a joke. They are the first team to finish only 3 games over 500 to get into the tournament since the 2001 Georgia basketball team. Now, let me say that maybe a little slower, because I know Michigan fans this morning, really excited that they got into the tournament. They feel dignified. You are the first team since 2001 to make the tournament, being only 3 games over 500. You lost your Big Ten championship opening game. Good job, Michigan. You should feel real proud of yourselves this year. Preseason number 6, 3 games over 500.
Do they lose to Colorado State in the first round?
I'm not joking when I say this. I am praying to whatever God any of you believe in, that Michigan just gets stomped in the first round. I don't want to hear, we can make it to the Sweet 16.
Right, Maddie.
You blew a 17-point lead in the Big Ten tournament opening game.
It's terrible.
You finished 3 games over 500. You have no identity as a basketball team.
0.
Well, maybe we can make a Sweet 16 run. Yeah, maybe I could grow to 7 feet by the end of the day, since we're all dreaming this morning. What a joke. What a joke. Michigan State, of course, God works in mysterious ways, right? They had to get Duke in the second round if they win their first, if they win the opener. Of course. Coach K's potential last game against Tom Izzo. Of course. Why wouldn't it work out that way? Jeff, do you have a problem with Michigan getting in?
Yeah, I do a little bit. And it's weird to say this because Michigan and where they were before the season, we had these expectations. Like, both of these teams aren't even top 25, and it's honestly crazy to think about that. Michigan, number 1 recruiting class coming in, the whole Jaquan situation, and now to this point, it makes sense to say, okay, Michigan has the talent. They go into the tournament, and now they're facing a Colorado State, which it is 6 against 11, but it is a realistic matchup. They can win. But what has shown me they can win this game against Colorado State? Nothing the last 10 games. I mean, they have looked absolutely awful, and that's the problem I have. Like, they're on a 1-game losing streak. They lost the last game. They didn't play this weekend in the Big Ten tournament, and now here they are playing against Colorado State. So I'm more excited about the Duke-Michigan State potential matchup. And even before then, Michigan State faces Davidson, which is home of Foster Loyer, which is a former Spartan that used to play for the Michigan State last year. Now he's playing well for Davidson. That's going to be an interesting matchup to see if a former Spartan can take out the Spartans. And the next matchup, you have Duke. So I'm more excited, man. Michigan, at this point, I don't know what to expect. Could they beat Colorado State? Yes. Will they? I don't know, and I'm not willing to bet money on it because that's Michigan all year. They lose to bad teams. They win against bad teams. I don't get it. I really don't.
Was Iowa a bit disrespected with the number 5 seed?
They're a damn good team. I mean, I would say
they won the tournament.
Is tough. Yeah,
number 5 though. That's a bit low for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but the committee says Sunday doesn't matter. So there you go.
Did the committee say that, or were you just saying that?
No, there have been hints. The committee's never going to say that, but there's been hints that.
Buddy.
No, there's been hints that Sunday doesn't matter. Take Tennessee for example. Sunday doesn't mean anything.
Texas A&M not getting in, was that a thing? Even though they beat 2 pretty decent teams,
that was
I believe
a thing.
Auburn, and that's a joke. So yeah, look, when I see the teams that got in, I don't want to crap on Michigan this morning, but really, why are they in? Strength of schedule? They're not good.
They didn't win, yeah.
They're not good. They're just not. And an 11 seed? I mean, they should be playing for their lives right now, if anything. They should not be an 11 seed sitting there comfortable with, let's be honest, Tennessee in the second round. Round of 32.
You're gonna get your ass whooped, man.
I mean, any of you Michigan fans that think you're going to walk by Tennessee, I mean, good luck. Honestly, good luck.
Tennessee's a good team.
I can't wait for that basketball game. But Michigan, what do you have to offer right now? You have a young team, and you have your senior guard and a big man that are super inconsistent.
Especially late in games, yeah.
What's your basketball team?
Yeah.
I don't know. You've been so inconsistent all year. I don't know what to make of you anymore. I don't know what to think of you anymore. Outside of you're the only team, or excuse me, you are the first team since 2001 to get in with only being 3 games over 500. The Big Ten wasn't that good, guys. Come on. It wasn't that hard. Maybe it was the Ohio State that got, the Ohio State win that got them in. Who knows? But if I'm the committee, I'm scratching my head. There's some teams on there that, I don't know. We always talk about the few teams that got left out. Really, Michigan? Michigan got in? Why? What was so impressive about Michigan? Anybody. Give me one moment in time where this team was impressive. You're like, oh, yeah, they're getting their stuff together. Here we go. Never happened. Never happened. Michigan State had a run earlier on. They got up to number 10 in the nation. And then they fell apart and they collapsed a little bit, and then they recovered down the stretch. But you know what they did? They actually won a few games in the Big Ten tournament. You decided to blow a 17-point lead. And by the way, that was the first game Juwan Howard was back. Isn't that poetic? Mister, I smacked him in the face to set the tone, right? All you Michigan fans defending this idiot. Oh, well, look, the whole team's going to turn around, right? We win a few games under the assistant. We're all feeling good about ourselves. Juwan Howard's coming back. Indiana, here we go. Blow a 17-point lead. Juwan Howard, baby. Crushing it. Crushing it at Michigan right now. Hey, they got into the tournament. I guess you can be happy about something.
Do you think let's say, what are the chances Jaquan gets a redemption here and wins a couple games in the NCAA tournament, tries to redeem himself?
Probably gets one win if he's lucky.
He'll beat Colorado State. He'll probably lose to Tennessee.
Maybe they're lucky if they beat Colorado State. I hope Colorado State whoops them by like 14.
My God.
And I don't even hate Michigan.
But they would prove you
right. I dislike their basketball team this year. Let me put it that way. I am not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of how they've played. I'm not a fan of how they've been coached. I'm not a fan of this perception that they're some good basketball team. They're just not. They're just not. Who's your favorite to win the tournament, though?
Oh, I hate these because they're always. It's so. Honestly, favorite to win the tournament. I think there's been a lot of good teams. I liked Gonzaga at the beginning of the year to come back and make some noise, but they've been so inconsistent. And like same with Duke. Like these teams that you would expect, like Duke's gonna have a tough second round matchup. I could see Duke doing Duke things, losing MSU. It could go that way. So I don't know. Favorite. That's a tough one. I don't know about right now. Maybe Gonzaga. You throw in Duke in there. I like other teams outside of that. Like Arizona's been playing really well this year. Arizona's a very, very good team, very underrated team. So that's kind of my 2 cents on it. I mean, I'm going to make a bracket definitely. I'm going to see how close I get. But in terms of early favorites, this is what I love about March Madness.
Our brackets
this is what I love about March Madness.
We're going to do a full bracket morning show challenge. Watch Fish beat us all. I can't wait.
Fish whoops all of our asses.
Fish, are you good with brackets?
I mean, you could say that for anyone. Is anyone good with brackets?
Yes.
I mean, you can be the smartest. You can be the smartest person in the world and get every single pick wrong. So, I mean, it's most of it's not most of it. Some of it's on luck.
Yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to flip a quarter and just fill out the whole bracket.
That might honestly be
That's
like
not a bad idea.
Or you have your pet run around, have the little jars.
Like for most things.
Well, yeah, especially for some of the matchups. I remember like years I'd be like, this team's better, and then 9 of my effing picks would be all wrong, and I'm like, all right, flip the damn coin. All right, let's do something with Siri. Flip a coin. Pick that team. Unless it's an obvious matchup, you can kind of see some that are probably going to be one-sided. But for the most part, you don't know. Look at Loyola Chicago. They made Loyola Chicago. I picked them to get bounced in the very first game of the tournament, and they made some noise. So you can't sleep on any team.
Yeah, that's one of the most beautiful parts of March Madness is these local underdog teams just taking it.
I love
taking it to all these big time programs.
I love it.
Who was the lady?
I'm trying to think.
Sister Jean.
Oh, Sister Jean. Sister Jean.
Yes.
She rocked it back in the day. That wasn't too long ago, right? A few years.
No, that was just a few years ago.
20.
Who was it last year? Who was the team last year? Loyola Chicago, right?
That was the team. That might have been a couple years.
Who was the team last year that made a decent run?
Maybe the check can help us out. I actually forgot.
I got nothing.
I'm drawing blanks on this one. And we saw one seed go down recently, correct?
Well, 2019.
2019, yeah. But still, I said recently.
Who, by the way, lost to who they lose to? I'm drawing a blank. They lost to was it Vermont? I think they lost to Vermont on Sunday.
Think about that, Vermont. Like, this is what I love about March Madness. Like, you got Vermont coming out there and beating people, so anything's possible. That's why favorites. I'll give 3. I'll give favorites. I'll give Gonzaga. I like Arizona. I like Auburn, especially Auburn lately. I know they lost, but
Auburn
still.
to repeat.
I just like Jabari Smith. Maybe I'm just a little biased. I like Jabari, but no, I'm going to go Arizona, Gonzaga, and those 3 teams in Auburn. Those are really the 3 good teams. I wouldn't be surprised. What matchup I'm so excited for? I cannot wait, and I hope both teams win their first game. Michigan State versus Duke. Imagine the storyline if Tom Izzo beats, Coach K and sends him into retirement.
Speaking of Izzo,
my God,
does he have something to prove?
No,
I don't understand the narrative going out there. I'm going to ask you first, and then I'll kind of jump on it, but. This narrative that Tom Izzo has something to prove, or this is a tournament defining moment for Tom Izzo, dude. It's been one tournament. I'm gonna say it one more time, maybe a little slow. I know we have Michigan fans listening this morning. It's been one tournament since Tom Izzo has not been in the Final Four. One. You jackasses!
He pays rent there. He pays rent in the Final Four.
Does he have anything to prove?
No.
Expectations, though, for Michigan State, then.
Our guy, Brian Musalam, kind of talked about it, too. Like, I'm sure Tom wants to get a second one. That's clear. But in terms of anything to prove, Tom isn't Coach K. He's not the greatest head coach of all time. So it's not like winning anything now would elevate him above Coach K. So his position's solidified right now. So, no, he doesn't have anything to prove. Expectations, well, talk about inconsistency. This is another team that has been inconsistent. If you told me Michigan State lost to Davidson, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, at this point. Now, should they beat them? Absolutely. But at this point, what product have I been seeing from Michigan State and Michigan to convince me otherwise? And honestly, even if they beat Davidson, you still got to play Duke. And Duke's been playing pretty damn good. So it's going to be interesting to see. Maybe it isn't this year that Tom gets back to the Final Four. But if he does, would anybody be surprised with the talent he has? Absolutely not. I mean, that says a lot about how good you are as a head coach. And Tom has proven that consistently from year to year. So nothing to prove. Michigan has really all to prove. I mean, they're surprised they're even here to begin with. And now that they're here, we're just expecting them, can you beat a Colorado State? Like, that's the argument we're having. And it's crazy to think about that. It really is.
Oh, we'll see.
But Tom Izzo, he's good. He's smooth. He's cool as a fan.
Look, I
he's
think
cool
Michigan
as a fan.
Michigan State are more prepared to make a Sweet 16 Elite 8 run than Michigan are right now. I don't know where Michigan are as a basketball team. I'm so confused.
You want to talk about a better team that got snubbed? Notre Dame.
Nope.
They finished 22-10. 22-10 versus 17-14, and they were getting the first four game against Rutgers.
The worst school.
They're getting a first four game against Rutgers.
Nobody likes Notre Dame.
Michigan should have got that game against Rutgers.
Yeah, I agree. Michigan shouldn't be in, but nobody likes Notre Dame at all.
The team ranked below them, Miami of Florida. They got in. They're playing. They're the 5th seed or whatever. Or 13th
I don't understand.
Seed.
Notre Dame should not be in though. Never. Even when they go 32, no. They're not allowed into the tournament. Nobody likes Notre Dame fish.
By the way, can anyone explain to me about why the 11th seed gets the first four game?
The hell if I know.
Like, did that make sense? That, like, the 16 against 16 I get, but the 11 versus 11? Like, who determines what 11 seed is good and what 11 seed is bad?
Michigan should be playing.
Because Michigan's in 11.
Yeah, Michigan's a lock, though. They're in already,
yes.
right? They don't have to be playing.
Correct.
That's what I mentioned
And Notre
earlier.
Dame's in 11, and they have to play against Rutgers in the first four, so
Yeah, Michigan is a first four team at best. If Michigan got in as a first four, I swear to you I would not be complaining this morning. If Michigan were a first four having to play another 11 seed, I would have no problem with it. The fact that they're a lock 11 seed, come on. It's a joke. That's a joke. And, you know, Fish, earlier you brought up Notre Dame. Nobody likes Notre Dame. It's not even a school. It's a wasteland. Nobody likes it.
It's a school.
They produce horrible football talent. And there's a kid coming out of Notre Dame this year that makes me very nervous.
There is.
If the Lions take him, I may kill myself.
Well, then that might happen.
Oh, I know, Fish. I know. That's why I'm worried.
Okay.
I'm not prepared to die at 28. Bro.
How worried are you that they're actually going to take him?
I'm very worried.
Okay.
Yeah, because, you know, I never put anything past the Lions, even though Brad Holmes has already shown he's a different guy. But, you know,
Ambassador
PTSD.
Bridge, get ready.
Trauma and PTSD, Fish. It lives a long time. It doesn't go away that quickly. We got to go to break. When we get back, oh, man, I brought this up a little earlier. I'm really excited to talk about it. Actually, you know what? Let's do mock drafts. Let's do mock draft Monday. How about that?
Whatever you
Honestly,
want.
I'm feeling it.
Let's do it.
Whatever your heart
Let's kick
desires.
off the top of the hour Monday morning.
I did something spicy in mine.
Mock draft Mondays. I saw what you did. Not bad.
And I'll explain it.
This guy.
There's some weird things.
This guy woke up, chose violence this morning. Swear to God.
Technically,
He took a guy out of Michigan I did not expect him to take. Let's just put it that way. Let's put it that way. We got to go to break. When we get back, mock draft Monday. I swear this is my favorite time of the week. Let's get it started. Maddie?
Yes, we'll have to get it started. But before we go, get your drinks ready. We got to hear about Gypsy Vodka.
Oh, God. Gypsy Vodka, guys, the smoothest, best-tasting vodka on the market. Ladies and gentlemen, Michigan's vodka, gluten-free, locally owned and operated, of course, up in Petoskey, Michigan. Check them out. Ask for the bottle by the name of Gypsy. And as always, please, my friends, drink responsibly.
Hi, I'm Cade Cunningham. Working with Hall Financial to purchase my first home was easier than I could have ever imagined. They treated me like family from start to finish. Find out for yourself at callhallfirst.com.
Think you're a big shot?
Oh, excuse me, it goes down!
Think you can make the big shot?
Washington fires, and bats.
Woodward Sports wants to send you to the finals for college basketball April 2nd through the 4th in New Orleans. That's right, you and a friend in the Big Easy. We'll take care of the airfare, hotel, and tickets to see the finals for college basketball. Listen Monday through Friday to the Morning Woodward Show. Big D Energy. And the bottom line for your chance to qualify. If you can make the big shots, you and a friend are getting out of the cold and to New Orleans. Got it. Keep listening and watching for your next chance to win. Powered by Planet Fitness, Centron, and the Sports Marketing Agency.
And it's over. Anything can happen in March.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on the Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. It's Mock Draft Monday. We're getting started with Adham first. So, Adham, take it away.
All right. I didn't trade the number 2 overall pick. I stayed put. I got my boy, Aiden Hutchinson, on the board. I got the edge rusher I wanted. I'm happy at number 2. Guys, look. If you're going to pick at number 2, it's got to be an edge rusher. And, Jeff, get ready.
Oh, okay.
Get ready, my friend. Get ready. Aiden Hutchinson, number 2 overall. Obviously, at 32, I could have taken a wide receiver. Maybe Sky Moore's available. I'm not taking him at 32. I'm taking a safety. Give me Jaquan Brisker. I think he's going to make a huge impact in the league right away. I don't think he'll be far off the talent that Kyle Hamilton's going to be. So give me Jaquan Brisker. Now, at 34, I did trade back. I traded back with Baltimore. I got picks 46 and 78. So, of course, I took a linebacker. That is a clear need for this football team. Give me Christian Harris out of Alabama. And then I get another edge rusher.
Wow. 2 good edge rushers.
And this is my favorite second-round edge rusher. If it was ever a possibility that it could work out this way, third-round edge rusher, outside of Josh Pascal, is Cameron Thomas. If he falls to 66 like he did in this version, I wouldn't be any happier. My goodness, I think he's going to be a pretty good player in the NFL. Cameron Thomas at 66 makes me very happy. I've now addressed 2 edge rushers. I have a safety and a linebacker, all defense to get it started. Ladies and gentlemen, how could we forget about the quarterback position? Carson Strong at 78 makes sense. He's on the board. You know what? Mechie's taken by the time 78 rolls around. There's not a receiver I'm willing to take 78. Yeah, you could argue Christian Watson likely doesn't fall to 101, but you know what? Damn it, he did. I'm taking the quarterback here at 78, then Watson at 101. Yes, we haven't addressed the wide receiver position that well in this draft, but I'm willing to move off of it to make sure the defense is pretty damn strong this year.
I like that. You still got
I have 4 starters coming off with the first 4 picks. I have my backup quarterback. He could be the future. If he busts, nobody cares. I took him number 78 overall. It's not the end of the world.
I like that mindset.
I get a backup tight end for T.J. Hawkinson and Jelani Woods.
Great value.
I grab another safety in J.T. Woods. And, of course, I finished the draft with the linebacker out of Florida, Jeremiah Moon.
That's great value, man.
That is my mock to go through. Go ahead, Jeff.
I love that you took Carson. I know you traded back, but just having a backup quarterback, I think that's so great for anybody. I mean, I tried getting Desmond Ridder, and I'll explain it when I get my mock draft up, but addressing that position late in the draft, I have no issue with it. I actually love it that you took a backup quarterback, Carson Strong, because, guys, who gives a damn? He's got no pressure on him. He just needs to be the backup. So I know people are talking about Christian Watson in the this is a mock draft, guys. Obviously, Watson might not fall that low or high, but or low, excuse me. But you had him, so you took him. Best player available.
Aiden Hutchinson, Jaquan Brisker, Christian Harris, 3 starters on your defense immediately.
Yeah.
Cameron Thomas, a potential second edge rusher for your football team. Carson Strong, look, at 78, if you guys want to sit there and tell me, well, you know what, we should take a wide receiver, fine. But what am I doing in free agency, right? And if you listen to me, well, I'm trying to get Allen Robinson for an affordable deal. A deal where he's happy and we're happy. And if I can make that happen, well, this board really works out well in my favor. But listen, if he doesn't, I think Christian Watson at 78 or 101, depends where you want to take him. If you do go for him that early, I have no issue with it. You bring in a big-bodied receiver. You now pair him with Josh Reynolds. You now pair him with Amon-Ra St. Brown, T.J. Hawkinson. I like where the offense is going. I know I'm going to have an effective run game. I know I'm going to have a good offensive line. My quarterback will be protected. I'm not asking much here. And then, of course, I'm trying to shore up the defensive side of the ball. So we become a 12, I wouldn't say 12, but maybe a top 16, top 18 defense. I think that is a realistic target Given I truly believe Aaron Glenn is not only a good defensive coordinator, I think he has potential to be a good head coach in the NFL.
Absolutely.
And again, the Lions don't have any backups right now at certain positions. And when I look at the safety position, well, are you going to re-sign Tracy Walker? What are you paying him? And are you better off taking Jaquan Brisker at 32? I think he's going to be a damn good football player. And you tell me, what's the difference between Kyle Hamilton and Jaquan Brisker? Honestly, is it this much? I don't think so. You want to use the same argument, well, you know, Boye Mafe has a similar ceiling to Aiden Hutchinson. All right, genius. How far is Jaquan Brisker from Kyle Hamilton? I mean, I would say a little bit in terms of potential, but I think Jaquan Brisker comes into the NFL and delivers right away, just like you expect Kyle Hamilton.
And you got him at 32.
I'm loving my draft this morning. Cameron Thomas falling to 66 was for me a huge win. That is my favorite pick of this entire draft.
You have like, I would say 6 guys that could potentially be playing right away. Like that's a good draft. You have Aiden, Jaquan,
and
Christian.
Harris.
Yeah.
Cameron would be in the rotation.
Yeah.
Carson Strong's a backup.
Christian would see time.
Christian
Jelani
Watson would see time.
Don't really have a backup tight end. He'd probably be out there.
Yeah, Jelani Woods would work. JT Woods would be a backup. Jeremiah Moon, who knows?
I like this. Value-wise, even if Carson sucks, you still got 5, 6 guys that pretty damn good players.
Yeah,
where did Ritter go?
Ritter went second round.
Early second.
He went, mid-second.
Oh, gotcha.
I passed on Ritter at 46 and 32. I wasn't going to take a quarterback in the first 2 rounds. That was not going to be a thing for me. I am not interested in that at all. What about the kid, edge rusher, Purdue? A lot of people bringing him up in the chat. Why isn't he in the conversation at number 2, Jeff?
And I actually I had the choice between George Karlaftis or who I took. I'm not going to say it at number 5.
Yep.
And it was a hard decision because I had to weigh a lot of things. Potential, upside, and it's hard. I think George is going to be a prolific.
But at
edge
2,
rusher.
are you taking him at 2 if any of these edge rushers that we just brought up are on the board?
No.
Where is he in order?
I think he's top 10. He's a good edge rusher. I just think at 2, for me, and honestly, if he's taken at 2, would I complain or would you complain? Probably not. I mean, you're addressed your position of need, but I would take a Trayvon Walker. I would take, maybe. Jordan Davis. I don't. Nobody can have him in the conversation.
Yeah,
George Karlaftis is probably right after Trayvon for me.
I didn't trade the number 2 overall pick, to be honest with all of you, because I just don't believe it's a thing. I don't think there's a team out there that will trade even a second-round pick to move up a few picks. I don't see that happening. And on a board where Aiden Hutchinson goes number 2 overall, for me, I am extremely happy. Now, you could say, Adam, well, what happens if and when he does go number 1 overall? Well, that presents a unique problem for the Detroit Lions. They need to make a tough decision, right? They need to either take a chance on Trayvon Walker, George out of Purdue, or Kayvon Thibodeau. And if they don't do that, well, then what are they doing? Hamilton at 2?
Nah.
Oh, my God.
Any of those 3 edge rushers,
quarterback,
I'm good.
Malik Willis at 2? It doesn't fit the timeline. And if you could throw up my board one more time, Alex. I really want you guys to understand the timeline that goes into building a team, right? You have a lot of defensive needs, right? You're weak at linebacker. You're weak on the edges. You've had the 26th to 32nd ranked pass rush for the last 4 or 5 years. All right, take an edge. Take a safety. Get a linebacker. An edge fell into your lap. Take one. Carson Strong, love it. Go for the quarterback. If it fails, okay, nobody cares. He was a 78th overall pick. Nobody will care. Christian Watson, hell, you want to take Watson at 70? I have no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Next, Jelani Woods. Okay, you need a backup tight end. JT Woods. All right, fine. It's just added value. I mean, maybe you want to take a corner, maybe an offensive lineman there at 180. I don't really have a preference. And then take another linebacker. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? It's not even a thing for me. And if I don't want to go ahead because Jeff's mock draft is coming up soon, but I will hint at this. If I'm the Detroit Lions, I consider Jeff's pick at number 5 on his draft, at number 2, more than any of these players. Kyle Hamilton, the kid out of Purdue, Malik Willis. There are players in this draft.
Absolutely.
Adam, where's Desmond Ridder? He's the man. I don't know. Not for me. Not in the first 2 rounds. Not at all.
Yeah, that was a
Not
struggle too. You don't want to take him at 34, so it's tough.
Jermaine Johnson. I'm not sure what you guys are missing. Look, I don't know. I would not select Jermaine Johnson at number 2 overall. I like Trayvon Walker. I like Aiden Hutchinson. Thibodeau obviously is fine.
Because I like Jermaine, but the Lions would have to be the team that reaches, and gets to Jermaine.
Yeah, this is the problem. You have to understand something. You guys are just throwing players out with zero responsibility.
Yeah.
Would you ever take into consideration if you were a GM, and not only a GM, a first-time GM, and you took over, respectively, one of, if not the worst organization in NFL history, and you were tasked with rebuilding the team, and you tell me, after having a very successful first draft, what you're going to do at number 2 overall the following year is you're going to select Jermaine Johnson number 2 overall, huh? Oh, man, you're really the smartest guy in the room. That pick will cost you your job if he does not turn out to be better than any of the guys that you passed up on. That's the risk. You take Aiden Hutchinson and he busts, well, you kind of put your hands up and be like, what the hell is that? Didn't expect that. Kayvon Thibodeau? Didn't expect that. You want to take a Jermaine Johnson number 2 overall?
Damn.
The second he misses a sack,
you're screwed.
The whole damn country's going to be on his ass.
Yeah.
Jesus, guys. No, not happening. Let's get into Jeff's after the break, Maddie. Jeff traded back. Only once.
Yes.
Interesting picks. 32 had me scratching my head.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
I'll get
but
into
I don't
it.
want to spoil it more for you guys. Maddie, let's go to break. When we get back, Jeff's mock draft for the Detroit Lions.
Yes, and before we go, we do need to hear about our friends at Guardian Alarm.
Yes, well, we talk about defense, and you have to address it in the draft, but you also have to address it in your own home. A Guardian Alarm, they get it. Good defense on and off the field helps you feel secure. Not only that, Guardian Alarm has state-of-the-art technology that helps you feel safe, all with 24/7 local monitoring. Guardian Alarm also has convenient features let you check in on your home, control lights and temperatures, detect smoke or carbon monoxide. It will even let you lock and unlock doors. Call 800-STAY-OUT today. You heard Fish. That's 800-STAY-OUT. Guardian Alarm has been trusted for over 90 years at keeping families safe.
Sorry, not sorry.
Everything that we've hoped for, finally.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brady Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
It's all happening now.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Who are the Lions taking it to? Should they move down? What move will Brad Holmes make? It's time for Monday Mock Draft on the Morning Woodward Show.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Jeff, it's your turn for Mock Draft Monday. Adam's already hyped you up a little bit, so please show us your draft.
Okay, I got to tell you where my head was at, because I did this draft. I wanted to trade back. I haven't traded back yet so far. I haven't traded back yet. So the last 2 weeks, I believe we've been doing this. Wanted to try it. So I traded back to 5. I found a deal that was worth taking, and that was the only trade I made. I traded back to 5. I got 37 and 5 for number 2, and I got Trayvon Walker. That was a guy that I wanted, and he fell to me. I think Kyle Hamilton and Kayvon went 2, 3, and then 4, if I'm not mistaken, it was an offensive lineman. So at 5, I had Trayvon Walker, got the edge rusher I like a whole lot, and then that's when 32 came, and I had Jaquan Brisker or Daxton Hill. And honestly, guys, I took Jaquan Brisker the last 2 drafts. I took Lewis Cine, I took Jaquan Brisker. I like Daxton Hill. And I think that's another safety, a guy who, played in a lot of big games and was a very important player for Michigan this year. I like Daxton. So I took him at 32. So far, you address safety. I know it says cornerback, but you say safety. So you get an edge rusher, you get a safety, and at 34, I knew right away you needed a wide receiver. And I know I had Jahan Dotson last time, and that's a guy that I still really like, especially for value at 34. I mean, I get similar build than Amon-Ra, but I think they can play 2 different roles. I love Jahan Dotson a whole lot. And with that 37th pick that I acquired for trading away number 2, I got Christian Watson, number 66, a guy that is very different in terms of prototype than Jahan Dotson. So I love them both. I went 2 wide receivers in this draft. And at 101, Sam Williams fell to me. And that's an edge rusher that I liked a whole lot out of Ole Miss. And it's something that I had to address in the draft. So I took Sam Williams, and now you have somebody next to Trayvon Walker. Maybe he can start right away. Maybe he can be in the rotation. 2 edge rushers that I'm a huge fan of. And James Mitchell, tight end out of Virginia Tech. I addressed the tight end position still at 175. But 180 I thought was crazy value. Crazy value. Nephi Sewell at 180. I mean, that's bottom of the draft. I got another linebacker that can start and can play big time. I know it says safety out of Cincinnati, but he's a linebacker out of Utah.
Yeah, typo.
He's been. It's all good. It's still a fantastic player. So love Nephi Sewell. And the 7th round pick, you take a flyer. And I took Kaylon Barnes. You need a corner, and that's somebody I thought. Obviously, we all know quick as hell in the 40-yard dash. But beyond that, man, just value. He's a depth guy at cornerback. Played decent at Baylor, but I'm not too worried about it. So number 5. Trayvon Walker. I know people, you can disagree with me all you want, but I traded back to 5, and I took Trayvon. So I like it a whole lot.
My question for you is, at 101, who was available?
Not
James
a whole lot.
Cook?
Maybe. I took the best edge rusher was Sam Williams, and I needed an edge rusher. That's kind of where I was. Boya Mafi was off the board. I actually wanted Desmond Ridder at 37. That's where I wanted to select Desmond Ridder at, but he went 36. So pick before I was able to get taken. He was gone. So I went linebacker at 37. Wanted Desmond Ridder, and then I was going to address linebacker next. But, hey, I like this draft. You didn't take a quarterback, and you're able to fill a lot of positions, multiple guys that can play right away and contribute. So I like it. It's very different. I've been trying to keep these different every single week and just change my mindset and thinking. So this is mine this week.
Okay, I don't mind it at all. I think the one problem I have with it is going to be Jahan Dotson.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're spending 34 and 66 on a wide receiver. So now, let's say no free agent wide receivers. Your wide receiver room becomes Dotson, Watson. It's funny to say that, actually. St. Brown, Reynolds, Cephas, and then you have T.J. Hawkinson.
A lot of young guys.
It's a lot. It's just a lot of guys. And that's really why I went 1 wide receiver. I know I went really defensive heavy at the top, but a Jahan Dotson over, let's say, a George Pickens, right? Or, somebody like that, where I could argue at 34, maybe you take a better edge. Maybe you take a linebacker. And then maybe at 47, you can maybe Pickens falls into your lap. Who knows? But I don't know. 2 wide receivers is tough for me in this one.
Because for linebacker, the reason why I went Christian Harris, if you could put my mock draft back up, I went Christian Harris, I believe, at 37. The linebackers that were available at 32 and 34 was like a Brian Asamoah. And I knew I didn't want to take him. I took him last week, and it's somebody that I felt Christian Harris would be there at 37. Obviously, I wanted a cornerback. Didn't go my way. But again, guys, I got to keep it. I got to mix it up. So mix it up. I took 2 wide receivers. This is contingent on the Lions not signing a wide receiver, and I just thought you're bringing in 2 guys, Christian Watson or Jahan Dotson, 2 guys that I could see playing and contributing. But again, Pickens was there at 34. I just like Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, again, I don't mind it. My issue is when I think of your first 4 picks, and with you traded back, right? So you had 37 available, which is an additional pick. But the first 4, to me, you can't take 2 wide receivers. And in this case, you had the luxury because you have 5 picks now in the top 66. That's kind of why maybe I felt more comfortable. Which I'm not totally opposed to. It just makes my wide receiver room so busy. St. Brown, Dotson, and yeah, some of them do maybe a few of the same things. Watson offers you something dynamic. I don't mind that at all. But now I've given up on Cephas, and I don't have a problem with that personally. But more than what they have now, it's too much. That's 4 wide receivers.
But again, I think in this point of time, the Lions, you don't really know. I'm not sold on anybody but Amon-Ra. I mean, I don't know about you, but Quintez, I like him. But if Christian comes in and produces more,
what if I put it this way for you?
I'm good with it.
What if I put it this way for you? I'm sold on Josh Reynolds for Jared Goff this year.
But also, I know Josh Reynolds won't be a 2.
No, and he won't be a 1 for the foreseeable future.
Maybe a 3.
I don't think he's a long-term solution. He's a 2-year deal right now.
He's just a depth guy.
I think he's a guy, though, that offers Jared Goff comfort.
Yeah, definitely.
And to ask Jared Goff, I think, to work with 2 rookie wide receivers, on top of still developing Amon-Ra St. Brown, on top of feeding T.J. Hawkinson, on top of dealing, with Quintez Cephas.
Yes.
Like, it's a lot of mouths. It's a lot of mouths to feed. And, look, maybe Jared Goff is the guy. I think you're on point, though, when you talk about I'm not sold on a wide receiver. I think that when you make that point, I'm much more open to that board.
Yeah.
Because I think you make a fair point where I could make the argument, I think you would too, is, well, maybe Reynolds, Cephas aren't even here next year. And then what? You're looking at a wide receiver again.
Right.
So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's not a bad thing to draft a wide receiver in the 3rd, 4th round every single year just to try to find a diamond in the rough. I think it's part of the game. Same with a quarterback. I took Carson Strong at what? 78? Yeah. Nobody, if I'm a GM, nobody will even look at my resume and say, oh, well, he took a chance on Carson Strong at 78. Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares. People care that you decided to be smarter than everybody, right? Taking Jelani Tavai in the 2nd round when he wasn't even projected to go in the first 7.
That's the problem.
That's when you fall into trouble. You fall into trouble when you trade up to get Mitchell Trubisky in the same draft that Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes are selected. That is when you get ridiculed. You get fired as a GM when you take Jamal Adams, number 3, 4, 5 overall, however high he went. I believe it was 5 actually, or 6.
Yeah.
And you still don't have a quarterback, and you still don't have wide receivers, and you still don't have an offensive line. Can't help you there.
That was the problem I ran into. Aiden went number 1. So I was in a situation where I had to take Kayvon, I had to take Kyle Hamilton, or I could trade back. And luckily I was able to trade back now. Do I think it's realistic they'll be able to trade back? I don't know. And I don't know how far they'll have to go. But to not lose any of the top guys, I think 5 is probably the max. I mean, you still get a Trayvon Walker, but after Trayvon Walker, it was George Karlaftis and corners and safeties that are top of the draft. They're Ahmad Gardners, the Derek Stingleys, and I don't want the Lions to get into that water. Don't get into that swampy water.
You know why you get fired in the NFL? Because when you're the, let's say, the Tennessee Titans or the New York Jets, and you select Corey Davis and Jamal Adams at 5 and 6, you get fired because quarterbacks get taken after. Obviously, it's Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, but that's beyond the point, right? Because Mitchell Trubisky went before him. But you have a Jonathan Allen. You have a Marshawn Lattimore. You have players that actually contribute in the NFL over guys that were top 5 picks. I mean, it's nonsense. It really is nonsense. I'm not sure how some of these guys make these decisions. Guys, when I talk about mock drafts, I really do my best to take into account that my job is on the line. And what would I do? Because you need to understand, you can't just say, oh, well, we'll take the kid out of Purdue. We'll take the kid out of Florida State. Fine. You have to answer some questions along with that. And as a GM on a losing football team that is expected to win 7 to 9 games realistically, if this coach can coach. And do I have to say this one more time? Maybe I do, just to remind people. If Dan Campbell is a good football coach, you'll win football games. And he will be a big reason why you win football games. So get talent around him, right? You guys all complained about the talent last year. You're going to have 4 starters on this football team drafted this year. 4. You're going to be much better on defense. The offense will be more efficient. Likely you sign a wide receiver in free agent or you draft one. It does not matter. You'll have Hawkinson back, Swift dynamic in the backfield. Jamal Williams. You're going to have pieces, Detroit. It's going to be tough. And I think there's only one possible trade suitor right now for the Detroit Lions. But I don't think they're going to be willing to do it given there's no pressure. And that's the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks with the 9th pick now that they took from Denver. They have an abundance of picks. And if I'm Seattle, if I love Malik Willis, right? And I'm all in. Do I think someone's going to trade up to get him? Likely not. And if, again, I'm a GM. But this is all chess, guys. Detroit wants to call me and tell me, hey, we'll shop you the pick. We know you want a quarterback. We're thinking of taking a quarterback. Whatever the case may be. But yeah, kiss my ass. You're not taking a quarterback at number 2. You take a quarterback at number 2, Brad Holmes. You're on the hot seat starting next year. Yeah, kick rocks. You're not drafting a quarterback. Hang up.
And I think
no one's taking a quarterback. Maybe Carolina. That would be it.
And Carolina could be in the Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
But also Tim Boyle was just re-signed. That is breaking news. I think he is just re-signed. So I don't think that shuts down.
You can still take a quarterback in the 4th round. It doesn't matter.
You can still take a quarterback, but I just thought that was interesting. They finally decided to bring back. They only got probably 3. David Blau's probably out the door. Love David Blau, but again, it's going to be interesting if Aiden Hutchinson goes number 1. I think that's the situation I look forward to seeing what the Lions do, because it'll tell us a lot about Brad Holmes and what he values. Does he value a quarterback? Does he value Kyle Hamilton more than we talk about him? Does he value a different guy, Kayvon? So it's going to be interesting. But again, trust Brad Holmes. He's the right guy.
All right, guys. Well, we got to go to break. But before we go, we do need to talk about MyBookie.
MyBookie, the premier sports betting outlet for you guys. Please sign up today using code Woodward. Bet from anywhere, anytime using MyBookie. March Madness around the corner. Get your bets in. Michigan, are they going to beat Colorado State? Michigan State, how far do they go? Who's your pre-tournament favorite? Bet it all now on MyBookie. Sign up today using code Woodward. They'll match you dollar for dollar. You put in $100, they'll match you $100. You put in $200-$300, they'll match you $200-$300. Guys, check out MyBookie. Use code Woodward when you sign up. And as always, if you have a gambling problem, please call the Gambling Problem Hotline at 1-800-270-7117.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Woodward Sports is here to change the game. On March 21st at 9 a.m., we have a big announcement. The Morning Woodward Show will never be the same.
As you may know, the brackets have officially come out for March Madness, and Woodward Sports wants to send you to New Orleans to see the college basketball finals. Listen Monday through Friday to the Morning Woodward Show, afternoons with Big D Energy, and drive time with the Bottom Line for your chance to qualify to win this trip. Make sure you're also following Woodward Sports on Twitter, Instagram, and head to woodwardsports.com. Today's qualifier, however, is going to be the first person to put in the chat who Adam's not-so-secret lover is.
Oh, boy.
You know who that is. All right, guys. Back to the show anyways. What do we got next?
Well, Allen Robinson, and I'm curious. I know, Adam, we've been talking about Allen Robinson, and as a player, I love him, absolutely. From Detroit native. You've been watching Cade Cunningham, so anybody who's enjoying Cade Cunningham, I enjoy that person as well. So, Allen Robinson, I would love for him to come back to Detroit, but the point or the question you have to ask is how much. And we know the Browns, the Jets, the Lions, and the Raiders are all interested in Allen Robinson. He's going to have an open market for him, and it's going to be what deal he does want to take. Does he take the Lions deal, what they're offering him? I just don't see a scenario. Maybe he does. Maybe he does want to come to Detroit. Maybe he's attracted to what we're building. Maybe he wants to come back home. But again, it depends. I don't know what Allen Robinson wants. If he wants to get paid, I could see him going to the Jets. I mean, the Jets would pay him. I mean, they have a rookie quarterback. They can afford to pay him. I could see the Raiders trying to make a run for him and getting Allen Robinson. So realistically, I don't think it's happening for the Lions. But am I hopeful? And do I want a guy like Allen Robinson to come into this team and be wide receiver number one? And then you maybe puts less stress on you to take a wide receiver like I did. You don't have to take 2 in the draft. Absolutely. I mean, he would provide stability. I think that's the biggest thing. But for the price, Adam, I don't know if the price will be right. And that's kind of where I'm drawn between, because I don't want to overpay for a guy that'll be 31, 32 years old making $18, $19 million a year. But I love the guy and the player. I do.
Look what he offers your football team. Let's forget the salary cap for now, even though I think it plays a huge role. He offers your wide receiving core stability. He brings a presence that I don't think a rookie wide receiver is going to bring to your football team year one. And when you're Dan Campbell and you're the Detroit Lions and you're Brad Holmes and you're trying to build a culture and a winning culture, well, you have to win football games. And spending money on a wide receiver I don't think is as egregious as spending money on a safety, let's say. I think wide receivers are much more important in today's NFL than safeties. It's actually quite clear.
Yeah, offensive
You don't believe
driven.
me? Go ask Antoine Winfield what's his name? Antoine Winfield Jr.
Yeah.
Ask him what it's like to guard Cooper Kupp.
Jamar Chase and Cooper Kupp, yeah, 2 guys in the Super Bowl this year.
Ask him. Go ask Jalen Ramsey what it's like to guard Jamar Chase. What it's like to even guard T. Higgins. Doesn't need to be the best guy in the league. It's just impossible. The league is becoming more offensively driven. And the biggest thing that the Lions can do with an Allen Robinson signing is offer stability at the wide receiver position going into next year. They can go all in on the defense, similar to what you saw on my board.
Yep.
And they can even take a wide receiver in the 4th round, 5th round, depends
like
where.
a Watson or somebody. It doesn't matter.
If he falls, I doubt it. He probably goes first 2-3 rounds. But regardless of the point, I'm okay with Allen Robinson making that kind of money, given what he gives my football team. Now, when this team eventually, if this is done right, turns into a contender, well, then he's going to be on the last year or 2 of his contract, and you can probably cut him, or you can restructure his deal, keep him around, have him take a little less, or at least push it back. That way it's more of a cap-friendly hit, and then you start building a contender. But you have money tied up with Jared Goff, guys. It's not the end of the world. There is life beyond Allen Robinson, even if you pay him. Now, if you pay him and he doesn't play a single game for you, or he has a few-year stretch like Trey Flowers, okay, now we have a problem. But you're buying him and paying him with the expectations of 80 to 90 catches, 11 to 1,200 yards, 7 to 10 touchdowns. That would be nice. That's it. I'm not asking for 1,700 yards, 14, 15 touchdowns. No, I'm not. I know what I'm buying. I know what I'm getting. And I know what it brings my football team. And I think an Allen Robinson signing offers so much flexibility for this football team. And I really think they can win a lot of games next year.
And I think it'd speed up this process with Jared Goff. I mean, you give him a wide receiver 1, you give him Amon-Ra in his 2nd year, you give him T.J. Hockenson, a healthy run game, that offensive line. I mean, I don't think there's really any excuses at that point left for Jared. And we know what Jared is. I mean, I'm not saying you have to evaluate him, but I think it's fair to put those guys around him. And then you could truly see what Jared Goff looks like in a Detroit Lions jersey. But drafting a bunch of, like you made the point earlier, drafting a bunch of, 2 rookie wide receivers, having Quintez in there, Josh Reynolds, and then saying, roll out this year, go get us some wins, Jared Goff, might not be as likely as signing a guy like Allen Robinson. It would speed the process up a whole lot faster. That's for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I do have a question for you.
What's up?
If it's not Allen Robinson, is there a wide receiver you're willing to pay 6 all the way up to 12, 15 million? Who?
DJ Chark.
Really?
That's the only
I'm
guy.
gonna kill you.
I mean, if you're looking at top wide receivers left, I'm not paying.
He broke his ankle.
He was healthy the 3 years before that. I get what you're saying.
I
But
mean,
injuries, I get you. But again, this is how I evaluate it. Okay, you have Allen Robinson, you have Christian Kirk. Like Allen Robinson, I don't want Christian Kirk. DJ Chark for, like you said, $6 to $12 million. He doesn't really have to be our wide receiver one, but again, he can get you 1,000 yards, and he fits the mold. That's the biggest thing, guys. He fits what the Lions want. Big, fast receiver who can open up the top of the defense, and that's kind of why I like DJ Chark. But Adam, who would be yours? May I ask? If you had none.
For me, it's Allen Robinson or die.
Okay.
I'm not spending money on a wide receiver unless it's Allen Robinson, who offers me the security and comfort I need at wide receiver. And then I can go turn my head to the draft, all defensive players, and maybe a wide receiver later on. Or if one falls in my lap in the second or third round, damn it, I have to consider it. But Allen Robinson gives you a matchup problem. See, now, when you're a defense scheming for the Detroit Lions, good luck. Well, they can run the ball on you. That's already a problem. What are you going to do about T.J. Hawkinson? Oh, you're going to take him out? All right, well, what about St. Brown in the slot? Oh, well, put a linebacker on him? Well, bad idea. Well, let's put the safety up. All right, fine. Well, then we have Allen Robinson. You really have a complete set of matchup problems with that signing. And for me, it's Robinson or bust. I'm not interested in any other wide receiver. Okay. I don't think there's one out there that brings the immediate impact that Allen Robinson would bring.
And you're right on that.
And look, they do have injury concerns, him and DJ Chark. Allen Robinson, I do believe there is a market out there for him where you're not overpaying. You're not going to walk away from the deal saying, God damn it, man. We paid that much for this guy.
And I get that.
I truly don't believe that's going to be the scenario if he is signed to the Detroit Lions.
Stability, like the argument you made about stability is I mean, I could see it. I have no problem with it. You sign that guy. You have Allen Robinson. I just have a little bit of a crush on DJ Chark. So those are the only two guys I'm in for. Other than that, I'm out. I wouldn't have an issue. I said it before. The Lions don't need to sign anybody in free agency, really. Just get depth. Get guys that can be backups, be very good. And maybe that's where I see DJ Chark. But, yeah, Allen Robinson is definitely the splash if they're going to make one.
Yeah, guys, Tyrell Williams didn't work out because of a weird injury, first of all. Second of all, Tyrell Williams is nowhere near the wide receiver Allen Robinson is.
Absolutely. Yeah,
was. Tyrell Williams had one good season. Allen Robinson has showed multiple consistent years of being a de facto, I'd say, top 12, top 14 wide receiver in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Tyrell Williams was never even close to that. Stop it.
Yeah.
You go pay Allen Robinson anywhere from, if you can, maybe it's unlikely, 12 to 16 million. You do it. You do it. You get stability at the wide receiver position. You address your needs on defense. And I truly believe the Lions are one step closer into becoming a very good football team. And I'm going to say it one more time. And I'm not just going to say it one more time. I may say it every single day up until the football season starts. Maybe then you'll listen to me. If Dan Campbell is a good football coach, your team will win football games. It's actually quite that simple. Go find me a bad coach that wins football games. They don't exist. Go find me good coaches that win football games. They exist. If he's a good football coach, he will win football games. Oh, well, Bill Belichick, he sucked with the Browns. They went to the playoffs and won playoff game with him. Stop the nonsense. You have the head coach in place. You don't need 2 full years of a rebuild just to, maybe now we compete a little bit and win 7, 8, 9 games. No, you win 7, 8, 9 games this year. You show me you can actually be a good football coach. And I believe in it. I do. I think Ben Johnson's a great hire. Love the promotion. Aaron Glenn will be a head coach in the NFL. I think you have something going here. But don't sit there and tell me that this football team is in the gutter again this year and they're going to be picking top 5. It's not even the case. But, Maddie, we got to go to break. When we get back, Kirk Cousins extended by the Minnesota Vikings. That kind of shocked me, considering a few days prior, the conversation was they're shopping Kirk, they're shopping Thielen, they're shopping Cook. And now we're extending the quarterback for $35 million. One more season.
One more season.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that when we get back from break. But before we go, we do need to hear about Planet Fitness.
All right, guys. Planet Fitness, the official studio sponsor of the Woodward Sports Network. We're so happy to have them a part of our team here at the Woodward Sports Network. Your fitness is essential. Start today, $0 down, $10 a month. Planet Fitness, your home of a judgment-free zone. Work out in a stress-free, worry-free, judgment-free environment. Planet Fitness offers it all. Want to sign up for a Black Card membership? $22 a month, bringing a free guest with you. And, of course, you get all of the perks. Guys, check them out, planetfitness.com, or visit one of their local Metro Detroit locations.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
What do you get when you mix fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken with our savory signature sauces? The best damn wings you've ever had. Wingstop Traditional Wings. Try our Jamaican jerk or lemon pepper. And we toss them to perfection. When your wings are this good, it's easy to be a snob. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wingsnob. We just have better wings.
I don't know about you guys, but this sun is not enough to give me a tan, so I got myself a Chili Peppers tanning membership. Chili Peppers Tanning is where you find all the cleanest stores in the D with spotless sanitized rooms and trained certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals. They'll beat your competitors by $5. And don't forget, of course, to pick up Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, and Swedish Beauty Lotions. Chili Peppers Tanning is where you find the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans. All right, guys. Well, Kirk Cousins, 1 year extension. How do we feel about the Minnesota Vikings going into this year?
And I just want to say this first. Kirk Cousins is out here getting paid. I mean, he's no one talks about this. Back in Washington, he was playing on the franchise tag for like 3 years, and he was getting paid all this guaranteed money, all these guaranteed deals, playing on a franchise tag. Now he's making this money for 1 year guaranteed. So shout out to Kirk. But Kirk, as a player, I think we all kind of know what Kirk is. I mean, he's in the category of the Jared Goffs, the Carson Wentz's, a quarterback who can win you games if everything's solid around them, which is honestly opposite in how I view a quarterback affecting a team. That it's a guy who can get the most out of his teammates, not the opposite. I think the Vikings last year very well could have won a whole lot more games if they had a better defense. They lost the most one-score games in the entire NFL. So I'm not going to sit here and say it's a bad move. I mean, you have stability at least, and you got a guy like Kevin O'Connell, who was the quarterback coach for Kirk Cousins in Washington under Sean McVay. They have a rapport. They have great communication with each other. They know each other, very familiar. So I'm excited to see what Kirk Cousins really, does this year with an offensive-minded coach. I mean, so you had Mike Zimmer, and now you're going to Kevin O'Connell, who's offensive-minded. So they're going to run similar offensive schemes, I think, to especially Washington, to L.A., play action, especially with Kirk Cousins. But again, Adam, I'm not going to sit up here and say we should fear Kirk Cousins, but it's what they had to do. They extended him 1 more year. They don't have commitment, but they have stability, and I think that was a smart move.
What does that mean for their future, right? So I look at this Minnesota Viking team. I really think they're 2-3 pieces away on defense. Absolutely. From having a good football team that can contend and make maybe possibly a run in the playoffs. Is Kirk Cousins a perfect quarterback? No, he's not. Is Kirk Cousins one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL? No, he's not. But you don't need him to be. Ryan Tannehill, 13-4 this year. Average quarterback, at best. You don't need your quarterback to be a Mahomes. Now, is it nice? Do you want a Mahomes, a Herbert, a Stafford, a Rodgers? Sure, of course you do. Everybody wants one. Everybody wants one. But you don't need one to produce results. And if you're Kevin O'Connell, I got 2 years with Kirk Cousins. I'm all in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and try to rebuild. Got Dalvin Cook, ride him out. Draft a running back just to be safe. You have Madison on the back end. Address the offensive line. Address the defense. Address your secondary. You need a pass rush. You have a lot of needs, Minnesota. You're picking 12. Big decisions ahead. But I truly believe Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson. Hell, if they wanted to package Thielen, I would be open to it because they can go draft a number 2 wide receiver easily.
Absolutely.
Because it's a number 2. Justin Jefferson's getting all the looks.
And KJ Osborne last year played pretty well.
He was pretty decent down the stretch.
So you're absolutely right.
So you have flexibility if you're Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And I think they're contenders in the North next year. I really do. I think Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, we just found out not too long ago, an hour ago, Adams won't play under the tag.
That's interesting.
All right, he doesn't play under the tag. He will play this year. There is no chance he doesn't play. But what does this team mentally look like going into the year? You just dealt with drama at the quarterback position, drama at the wide receiver position. Whether it's your fault or not, I don't care. What I do know is this is not a 13-4 football team next year.
No.
The Packers are a 10-7, 11-6 football team next year. The division's wide open for them. It really is. If I am the Minnesota Vikings, I am doing everything in my power to line up this team to be contenders for the next 2-3 years. I'm not wasting Kevin O'Connell as a head coach. He's offensively driven, right? He's coming from the Sean McVay coaching tree. We've seen how that's ended up and worked in the NFL. Don't waste it. You extended Cousins, great. It gives you 2 years. Go all in on it. If he's not the guy, you draft a quarterback. It's not that hard. The concept, I should say, at least. You have 2 years to put out a good football product. You can do it, Minnesota. Go heavy, top heavy, I would say, in the first 2 rounds on defense. Third round, look to wide receiver, O-line. Whether you want to draft a running back, I'll leave that up to you, but this is it. That's the play for them. I truly believe Minnesota are contenders this year, Jeff. I don't see an issue with them. Who do you trust more? A Green Bay situation or Minnesota's right now?
Minnesota.
Yeah.
I think there's more certainty there. Like you said, they just need to fix more pieces on the defensive side of the ball. The Packers, we just got to figure out how the hell they're going to afford Devontae.
Honestly, this is a great question. Dak or Kirk Cousins?
Oh.
Go ahead. I'll let you first.
That's tough.
I'm going Kirk Cousins.
I would probably lean more with Kirk just because Dak hasn't, as much as you'd
They're
expect,
both the same quarterback. They
they're
need
the
so
same.
many things around them. But if anything, I think Kirk Cousins has shown he's a better thrower of the football than Dak Prescott. And, for all of Dak's, all the praise he gets, especially obviously the financial commitment they've made in Dak, he's better when they run for over 100 yards.
And Kirk's had less talent. So you got to look at
for
that
a
as well.
majority of the years, yes.
But I'm saying the Cowboys,
have always been a pretty damn good team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kirk is the safer guy. I like that, Funky. Honestly. And it's weird to say that. Like, do you trust Kirk? I mean, honestly.
I can't believe I'm saying I trust Kirk Cousins, but whatever.
It's just how it is.
Life brings you to... Look, sometimes life throws you a curveball, and you just gotta knock it out of the park. Yeah. I can't believe I'm here talking about Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins,
But
and I'm actually leaning Kirk Cousins.
Both of them in a vacuum, I'd probably take Kirk as well.
Fair enough. Well, it's my favorite time of the show, mailbag time. Get your questions in the chat. If you want to call in, feel free, 313-552-6322. Call in anytime. Or drop your questions in the chat. We'll take them right after the break. But before we go, Jeff, could you please tell everybody at home about SMA? Or, excuse me, the Foaling Warehouse.
Yes, I can. Foaling... Imagine playing Foaling with Dak Prescott or Kirk Cousins. Honestly, you might have a better chance with Kirk Cousins, but the fact of the matter is Foaling is the place to be. The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck, home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. And you can host your corporate party, team building event, or you can just come in with family and friends. They have 2 ways to play. $10 unlimited open play. You can stay the whole time they are open, or a private lane reservation for $120 for up to 10 people for 2 hours. They have over 100 beers. They also have their famous $2 mystery beer machine and multiple full bars. You bring the food or you can have it delivered in. Come get your full on. Check it out at foalingwarehouse.com.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Thank share a big shot?
Oh, excuse me, it goes down!
Think you can make the big shot?
Washington fires and hits!
Woodward Sports wants to send you to the finals for college basketball April 2nd through the 4th in New Orleans. That's right, you and a friend in the Big Easy. We'll take care of the airfare, hotel, and tickets to see the finals for college basketball. Listen Monday through Friday to the Morning Woodward Show. Big D Energy. And the bottom line for your chance to qualify. If you can make the big shot, you and a friend are getting out of the cold and to New Orleans.
Got it!
Keep listening and watching for your next chance to win. Powered by Planet Fitness, Centron, and the Sports Marketing Agency.
And it's over! Anything can happen in March!
It's tournament time, and we want to put a grand in your hand. Woodward Sports and Papa Romano's are excited to see who can pick the best bracket in Detroit. It's the Woodward Sports Best Bracket Challenge. The grand prize winner gets $1,000. Second place gets a pair of Yeezys. And third place, a pizza party from Papa Romano's. It's easy and free to enter. Just go to woodwardsports.com and fill out your best bracket today. Then keep track of all your results all tournament long to see if you have the best bracket in Detroit. Again, our best bracket challenge powered by Papa Romano's. We're excited for the tournament. If you have Michigan going anywhere past the second round, you're an idiot. Let's get mailbag started. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there. I can't help myself today. Oh my God.
What do we got in here?
All right, first question of the day. Let's see what we got here. Hutchinson or Jordan Davis? Would you take that for the Lions and be happy with it? Wait, what do you mean and? I don't think Jordan Davis is going to be there at 32.
That'd
so
be
if it's
sweet.
Davis at 2, hell no. Aiden Hutchinson at 2? Hell yeah. Jordan Davis at 2? Hell no. Aiden Hutchinson at 2? Yes. Trayvon Walker at 2? Yes. Malik Willis at 2? Neutral. Kyle Hamilton at 2? No! No! Fuck!
I love the neutral.
I'm so hard about this.
I know.
Like, I swear to God, I want to be respectful. I really do. I try not to be an asshole every day.
I know.
You put me in this position. I don't wake up wanting to be mean to you guys. I really don't. You make it impossible for me. Who do you see the Detroit Tigers signing in free agency? Right now, nobody.
Yeah, I wish they
nobody. I don't think they're going to make a marquee signing. They may go after a starting pitcher. I don't think they need an extra bat given the new CBA, right? So given the new setup with the MLB and the MLB Players Association, you're not punished. You're actually rewarded for having a Riley Green, for having a Spencer Torkelson part of your opening day roster, which I think is so goddamn amazing because I was really dreading watching the first 30, 40 games of this baseball year, knowing that Torkelson and Green were going to be subjected to minor league baseball until it was convenient for their service years to call them up. That's just really frustrating. Michigan may go farther than MSU. I think both teams are similar in their collapse rate. Matt, you're not wrong, but I trust Michigan State much more than I trust Michigan right now. And I could make the argument it's going to be tough for both teams to get out of the second round if they even get past the first round. Round of 32, one's got Tennessee, the other's got Duke. That's tough.
All right,
That's tough.
Mitch with the Adham, does it burn when you pee? That doesn't even make sense. Love you, Mitch. Max Smith, question: do you think Cincinnati might trade up for an offensive lineman? If so, how far up? 31.
Not
to what?
far up.
Not
Look, they're
far
gonna
up.
go for the kid out of Boston College, probably. Maybe 24 or 22. They'll trade up, but not more than that. There's no way now.
No way.
How bad do you feel for the guy that paid $518,000 for? You know what? We didn't talk about that enough today. That guy
got.
If I'm him, if I'm not a multi-millionaire. And that was like my life savings I put into that ball. Yeah, you know what's next. I'm not even going to say it.
Well, he probably didn't sell it yet, so.
That is awful. I feel so bad for him.
That is terrible.
I feel awful
He thought
for
he had
that
time
dude.
to sell it. Nope.
Thoughts on Tim Boyle re-signing? Honestly, it's just really frustrating.
Yeah, it's whatever. I mean,
But the contract is so minimal, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, some good backups go for good money in the NFL. So maybe they are going to draft a quarterback in the 4th, 5th round. Who knows? I don't mind it. It's
we all
whatever.
remember Chase Daniel and the contract he got. So with
Yeah,
the
we don't
Lions.
want to talk about it. Shut the hell up, Jeff. What's wrong with you?
Backups do make some money. All right, assuming Adham does not return to Green Bay and considering their money problems, do you see the Packers potentially regressing next year?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
They're not a 13-win team next year.
No. It's tough to pitch that. What,
They
3
are
years
not
in
a
a row?
13-win team next year. Should the Lions grab Desmond Ridder? That's from Mike G in the chat. If you take any quarterback, I don't mind. How about that? Let me put it that way. Wherever you take them, 2, 32, 34, 66, I don't care. Honestly, I don't care anymore. Because I know what happens. If you take one at number 2, you're on the hot seat starting not next season, the year after. Immediately. I want to see him play. If he is a failure, you're done. Goodbye. You want to take one in the with 34, 66, 78, if I want not 78, but 101. Okay, fine, I don't mind. I'm not losing my mind here, but not the end of the world. Not the end of the world for me. On the topic of Chark and going after a recently injured wide receiver, would you ever consider going after Juju Smith? Man, that is the greatest question ever
Absolutely
asked
not.
in the history of the show. Never. No chance in hell. If you're on TikTok and you're an NFL wide receiver, Fish, get ready. Fuck you. I would never sign you to my football team.
No.
You waste of talent. Juju Smith, you absolute idiot. I can't believe it's more important to you to do this on a goddamn stupid app than it is to get paid tens and tens of millions of dollars to be a very productive wide receiver in the NFL. You idiot.
Look at Jack.
Enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. What's up?
Would you be mad if Davidson beats MSU? No. I think it'd be hilarious. Honestly, I love it. Foster lawyer.
If every team got upset in the first round, I would be
it.
happy. I love
It's not
March
like we're over
Madness.
here
That's what
hoeing
it's
it.
all about.
Yeah, that makes it fun. Do you think the Lions should still go after Sky Moore in later rounds? Of course.
Yeah, look, I mean, PFF has that kid ranked 34th on the board. I don't know what the hell to think of Sky Moore right now. Once the season ended, we were all feeling really good about him in the 4th, 5th round. It was kind of nice, and the combine,
Not
and then it's like,
second
oh, he's a
round,
second-round pick now, and I don't know how I feel about him. I really don't. What do you think will happen if the Lions do not resign T.J. Hawkinson in the offseason next year? I think they let him go or they franchise tag him. It's that simple. And I think they're going to add the 5th-year option, obviously, and then they're going to have to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, Hawkinson's on a prove-it year. You got to be able to give me 1,200, 1,300 yards, Hawkinson. If you can't, man, that's a bust pick. It's a bust pick. You don't take a tight end at 8 and not get... I don't even need Travis Kelce. Just give me Mark Andrews' production. Stay healthy. You've played the same amount of games in 3 years for the Detroit Lions as Eric Ebron. Put that into consideration. Take that. And not only that, take into consideration your catch rate is on par with Eric Ebron, the supposed quote-unquote worst tight end in Detroit Lions history. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yo, Adam, you say we draft our franchise quarterback at 23 after we win 10 this season. Makes no sense. What do you mean? So, all right, Lion King, let me clear up something for you. Let's say the Lions win 10 games this year, okay? No one's even concerned at the quarterback position right now, which allows you to do one of two things. You can load up in the draft again with 2 first-round picks next year, or you use the big brain and you trade that pick and the Rams pick and a future one, possibly, since you have a good football team and a good football coach, and you trade up and get a quarterback. Shocking, right? You can groom a quarterback. You don't have to be selecting in the top 5 to get the quarterback. Now, is it easier? Yes, it is. But you can trade into the top 10, top 12, top 14, and get your guy and sit him for a year if need be. You can give away 3 first-round picks and trade into the top 10, top 8, top 6. You have the draft capital, and if you win 10 games this year, that means you have the right football coach. That means you have the right team developing. That means the players that you're drafting in years past are developing, and you are on the right track to become a legitimate contender in the NFC. That's what it means. And that means, yeah, you can trade up and draft a quarterback like the Chiefs did for Patrick Mahomes, sit him for a year, and then let Jared Goff go off into the sunset and insert rookie quarterback going into his 2nd year. Not hard.
Mm-hmm.
Not a hard concept. Whew. What is the re-signing you're most sure the Lions will make this offseason? I was going to say the backup quarterback before it happened, to be honest with you, because it's just such a cheap deal.
Absolutely.
So I don't really have anything outside of that. I'd like to say Tracy Walker. I hope they make that deal happen, but who knows? Who knows? We got to end the show on that note. Guys, that was a great Monday. Mock Draft Mondays are always fun. Detroit Lions edition. I love it. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Jeff, thank you so much. And I'm sure you guys have seen the video circling throughout the show. We've got big news to announce next Monday here on the Morning Woodward Show.
Yes.
Big changes coming to the show.
Big changes.
Big changes. We're so excited, not only for the show, but for the network. My goodness, we can't wait to share all of this with all of you. Thank you so much. And before you go, make sure you leave a like on the YouTube thread. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, everybody. See you at 11 o'clock. Big D Energy. Don't miss it. We'll see you then.